Hey everyone, this is Julie Boye, founder of the 30-Day Whole Body Detox, and I'm super excited to be doing this live interview with Karen Sievwright. Hello. So Karen and I actually met through our connection as USANA associates, but also really became well connected through the 30-Day Whole Body Detox program. And Karen actually is this year a brand new contributor to our program. So I wanted to take this opportunity to connect with someone who's really had a chance to not only do the program herself, but to work with clients, and who's also an expert in fitness and health and nutrition, to share with us some of her thoughts about the program and about the benefits of being a program coach. But, Karen, even I don't know you that well yet, so I'd love for you to share a little bit about you, because I know you're like me, you're a multi-passionate entrepreneur. So tell us a little bit about your story.
So I've actually been in business for over 20 years. My family and I own a store called Spruce Park Ranch Country Store here in Alberta. So I've always been bitten by the entrepreneur bug. It's quite a large business that keeps me hopping. And I fell in love with USANA about 10 years ago. I have an autoimmune disease, and it actually was a friend of mine who came to me and said, the way you're feeling isn't normal. And I was like, yeah, I have 3 kids, 5 and under, and a disease, and I don't need you telling me that. So I got a little bit angry, but she gave me some vitamins, and that sort of started my journey. And then I had to admit to her I was feeling better a little bit later. So that started my journey with USANA, which down the road actually gave me the energy and the passion to get into fitness. So I joined Taekwondo. I ended up getting my black belt. I became an Independent Zumba Fitness Instructor, which everyone told me was not possible to do, and I proved them wrong. So this has been my journey. So I now operate and do my 3 passions. I became much more educated in health and wellness, became a nutritional wellness specialist, and I have a background in cosmetology as well. So so one of the things, I was able to combine my passion for cosmetology with that understanding of the importance of gut health, because I do have it's a digestive disease. I have ulcerative colitis. So when you start to combine all that stuff, you start to learn that connection. And not only when I started to change my life for my family, not only did I begin to flourish as a person, but so did all 3 of my businesses. And I was able to lead this life that a few years ago I didn't think was possible. I didn't think was going to happen. So that's a little bit of my journey. So it's been an honor to sort of see what you're capable of. And a lot of people have this thought in their head, maybe I'd like to be in business, or maybe I do this, but this is holding me back. You can step up and become that person you need to be so you can live your dreams. So a little bit of my story.
Sorry, we got really bad feedback there.
Woo. I didn't hear anything. It's all good on my end.
It's really loud feedback over here. Hang on. Okay. Sorry if you're listening to the recording and that was really loud. It might just be loud in my ears. I wanted to just mention one thing, is that before you actually launched into your new business, you took care of your health first.
Correct.
And I think that's whatever business you're going to do, I think taking care of our health first. And I think one of the reasons I designed the 30-Day Whole Body Detox program is because it really focuses on creating new healthy habits and starting to understand how digestion works and how we react to different foods and things like that. So that's sort of where it came from. So it sounds like it's an ideal program for someone like you,
yes,
who might be feeling really crummy and just don't really know why.
Exactly. Yeah, it was a really good fit, especially with the message that I was already sharing with people. So when the Whole Body Detox came around, I was like, well, this is just like I've been waiting for this. So
Yay.
Yeah.
Well, and how did you find out about it?
Well, interesting. You were a speaker in Edmonton last year, and I wasn't able to attend. It fell on a day that like I said, I own a retail store, so it fell on a day that I was working, and I just wasn't able to be there. And so was when my team came back, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, you've got to meet Julie," and I felt like I had been so left out because I wasn't able to be there. And they shared all the information. I checked it out, and did a little investigating on who you were, and I was like, you know what, this girl speaks my language. So that's sort of how I found out about it. Was you came and spoke here and did so amazing that you inspired not only me but a whole bunch of my tribe to get on board with this.
Yay, I love that. You know what, because I was wondering, like, did we meet at that event? I
No.
can't remember. So you didn't actually get a chance to go to the live event, but your team was all there. I met.
Correct.
They actually signed up on the spot.
They did, yeah.
And all became program coaches. And it was really neat because it was a bit later. It was like our second wave of the 30-day Whole Body Detox for that year. So we'd already had a big group to do it in April.
Yeah.
I should mention that this year we're actually going to our 7th year. So
yeah,
we have clients that have done it for 7 years.
That's amazing,
right? Because it's all about checking in with your habits and being healthy every year. So, okay, so you sign up as a coach. What's next for you?
Well, after that, then I started to kind of put my own personal spin on it. So I wanted to make sure, I think that even though we've got this wonderful gift of the 30-day Whole Body Detox, it's important to put your own stamp on something that will connect you with others. So I started to really brand it with my personality and who I am. And whenever I do public speaking and stuff, I'm very authentic in the way I speak and what comes out of my mouth. And so I was talking with my students, my clients, customers. I was doing a lot of Facebook Live videos from an educational standpoint, so that if somebody wasn't going to do the Whole Body Detox, I was still leaving them with valuable information they could apply to their life now. So that was sort of how I started doing it, and showcasing recipes that were actually in the cookbook, some of my own recipes, and sharing what they could do and the importance of what that means to their digestive system. So it wasn't just we're doing this because for 30 days. It's like, this is the reason that we want to do this. So that was sort of my next plan of, my mission was going through that step from educating while branding who I am, along with the Whole Body Detox program. And that was my step. And I don't think that people need to reinvent the wheel. Look at who you are and take from your personality, because taking from somebody else's, I like the way they brand or the way they do it, isn't your true authentic self. So if you love the Whole Body Detox like I do, find inside of you what makes you who you are and what people are attracted to you about, and share that. And that's how I did it.
There's two things that I love about what you said. And first of all, it's about that you took your particular love and passion and brand and just sort of infused it into, so you didn't change the program. It was really the marketing that you did.
Correct. Yeah.
Because I think that for anybody who already has a health-based business or is, already doing USANA maybe as a full-time or, more than part-time income, they already have a base of customers and clients. So you've got to sort of merge that with who you already are as a personality. Exactly. And then the other thing that you said at the end, which was great, is if you don't have that yet, use this opportunity to share a program that you're excited about, but with your own energy and passion. And if you don't know a lot about digestion and detox, well, now's the time to learn, or just share, one or two things that you've learned from our events. So this year, for example, we have a live event that's happening in Richmond, BC on Saturday, March 10th. And if you're watching this later, you're like, this has already gone by, but we're offering a live stream. However, we will likely be putting together the recordings in some kind of package so that you'll be able to access those as well, so you can share that information. We'll be doing live webinars as well for others. So there's always ways to share the information for the program. So one thing, you and I were just sort of chatting before we started the recording, and one thing you mentioned, which I thought was really neat, and I don't always talk about this, is the community that you found. So can you tell us a little bit about how that's been important for you personally and from a business standpoint?
Yeah, so one of the things I loved with the Whole Body Detox was that not only was it the information that we were getting on how to live a healthy life and take care of ourselves from the inside out, I fell in love with the fact that there was this community of like-minded people who were encompassing this whole body aspect. And often I find that that's what's missing in other programs. It's very focused on one specific aspect. You have to do this, you have to do this. Where this was a whole group of people who got that it's so much more. Mm-hmm. And we're very supportive of each other's successes along the way. And not only of the successes for us coaches, but of our clients as well. And so I found that to be extremely refreshing, that we kind of work together as this collective group, right across Canada. I'm sure that you've got people doing this in the States as well. But, we were this united family here to help other people, and you never felt alone when you were doing this. So as someone brand new into maybe the health and wellness industry, all of a sudden you become a USANA associate and you don't know how to start, and you're like, wow, I really like this. It gives you this group and this support to get going. I've been lucky that I've been with USANA, I guess, for 10 years, but it was a really nice place to come together for a common goal and make sure that people and our clients were supported every step of the way. So for me, that's how it was.
That's awesome, and I love hearing that. Sorry, I'm getting a weird echo every time, so I'm hoping it's not coming through in the recording. I wanted to ask you a question. So, there's a charge to becoming a coach. Mm-hmm. This year it's $49.95 for unlimited licenses, so you can work with as many clients as you want. In the past, we had a limited time licenses because you actually register each of your client for the online system. How do you feel because sometimes when you're a new associate, another $50 US to invest in a program, I don't know if I have that. Is it worth it? How do you feel about sort of the value proposition versus what you actually receive in terms of what the program gives you?
So I felt that it was the best $50 I've ever spent. And so, and to be honest, when it came up, I actually was sharing it with my team, and I'm like, people, it's $50. Come on. So we're always in a position, if you're in any kind of business, you always need to be advertising. You always need to be marketing. And a lot of times people see that as they need to be doing really expensive advertising. Advertising comes down to the simplest things. Every time you post a Facebook post, personal or business, that's marketing, that's advertising. Every time you're speaking to someone, the way you're dressed, everything you do is marketing and advertising. $50 to have marketing materials handed to me that I was able to use prior and throughout the program was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. And never mind the fact that I got this beautiful book that I was able to print and take along and show people. I'm like, hey, check this out. They fell in love with it. And I would bring it with me and people could flip through it. And I'm like, yeah, no, seriously, you get all of these recipes. You get 100 recipes here, people. You
close. Only 91 or 2. I know, but for 30 days, that's the whole point, is that you can't make them all in 30 days.
And it was so much fun because I teach Zumba fitness classes, and my students were coming up who were doing the program, and they're chatting about it, and they're like, did you try this recipe? Oh my gosh, this is so good. Oh, I liked that recipe. So they had this own little community going on of people who were trying different recipes, and they were sharing their favorite things and their favorite tips. So to me, as a business person, $50 is an investment into your growth and into your education, because you're not just getting this program, you're getting an education while you do it. So if you don't have training, like you do or I do outside of it, or a lot of people do, you're going to get one just by doing this program and by following along.
Awesome. Well, it's been so wonderful to connect with you today, and we're going to share this video with others so they can really understand the value and benefit of the program. Super excited that you're contributing this year. I can't wait to try your recipes. I haven't had a chance to try them yet, but the pictures look so appetizing. Please follow Karen on Instagram, right? You have an Instagram with those beautiful photos. What's your Instagram handle?
At Karen Sievwright.
Very easy, except for not easy to spell. Can you spell your last name?
Spell. It's S-I-E-V as in Victor, W-R-I-G-H-T.
Awesome. Well, we'll make sure that when we post this video and share the notes, that we'll link back to your Instagram so we can watch, and also your beautiful website so people can get to know you a little bit better. And of course, you'll be featured on our contributors page for the 30-day Whole Body Detox brand new website that was literally just launched before we got on this phone call. So thank you, or this video. It's like, I know, I feel like I'm on the phone because I have a space age headset, which is so gorgeous, but sound quality is most important, I think, these days for all these things.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, and I'm excited to be doing this year's program with you too.
Me too. Thank you.